Welcome to another episode of the Reliability Matters podcast. Where am I? I am clearly not in my normal studio. I am in sunny Southern California in Anaheim at the IPC Apex Expo, and I am doing a series of little mini Reliability Matters episodes, 10 or 15 minutes long each, with various subject matter experts, and we'll talk about the products that are showing at Apex, and more importantly, even at least to me and my audience, how those products work in the field of reliability, how they impact reliability in the various fields of electronic assembly. So first of all, I also want to thank Trevor Galbraith from Global SMT and his amazing Summer, who is sitting right over there, pushing the right buttons, trying to make us look and sound as good as we can ever look or sound. And Jen, her able-bodied assistant, who's also making sure that I don't fall out of the frame of the camera and all of that stuff. So thank you, all of you, for making the show look terrific. Gus Mavrou, Regional Sales Manager for SEHO, welcome.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Well, I'm glad you're here. You and I have met before, but it normally involves some kind of alcoholic drink, and we probably can't even talk about what we've talked about before, right? So what happens at trade shows stays at trade shows. But I want to kind of set up the question. When considering the topic of automated inspection systems for electronic assembly, reliability is a critical factor to assess, given its direct impact on production quality, efficiency, and operational costs. With that general statement being said, automation inspection systems are crucial, as I said. How do AOI systems in general, and I think this is probably a good softball question for you, because I think you know the answer to it. I think I know. I think probably my audience knows. But for the few people in my audience that may come from another industry and aren't really sure, AOI, automated optical inspection, what role does it play in the inspection process? Where in the assembly process is it employed? And what are the benefits of, or how does it best impact reliability?
Initially, it was, after the process was done, we would inspect what we made and hope that everything went well. Over time, it's transitioned now that we're doing pre-solder inspection. And for SEHO, our inspection only is for through-hole, for wave solder and selective soldering systems. And about 10 years ago, when we first started putting our own AOI systems into a selective soldering cabinet to look at the solder joint after we made it. Since then, we've branched out into full standalone AOI systems that can do both component inspection before the process and solder and joint inspection after the process.
And doesn't SEHO also make soldering machines, wave solder machines?
Yes, we did. This is
okay.
We still do. We haven't changed our focus, but the idea was to present to a customer, I hate this phrase, the total solution.
Right. But, I hear you. Yeah, but in this case, it's a relevant statement, right?
In this case, it works well because it's done right after the soldering process. So it made sense then to branch into it and just branching in from a camera and a selective soldering system. Then we said, well, we'll make the box so that we can do it for wave and other through-hole applications.
Right.
And from there, you've seen the box with the standalone AOI system.
Yeah, Summer, let's throw up that picture too of the, this is one of your AOI systems.
Yes.
And when I think of an AOI system, without any branding, that's kind of what they look like to me.
Yes.
They're boxes that are pretty well contained. Boards come in on one end of the machine, come out the other end of the machine on a conveyor. There's camera systems. Can you run that video real quick there, Summer? There's camera systems that are moving around, taking all these pictures from multiple angles, whatever the case may be, and analyzing that, crunching the data, giving a report to the operator. Well, let's go back to picture one, Summer. You guys, when I say, we talk about popular sayings that are overused, thinking outside the box, you guys literally thought outside the box. There's no box. This is your latest AOI machine, and it's not contained. It doesn't look like an AOI machine?
This is, all the inspection has been after the process. This is inspection before the process to stop creating a defective product. Boards are very expensive, and you put a component in the wrong location or in the wrong orientation, and that board could be scrapped based on you can't fix what you've done. So from this, what we've done here is taken that technology and put it in the front. And from here, we take a picture of a golden board, and then from that, before it goes either into a wave or a selective soldering system, it compares the orientation of all the components. It can read the top of the components, so if the components are all the same color but have different part numbers, or from that standpoint, we can differentiate those, and we can stop from putting a bad board into the system.
So this is after printing, before reflow?
This would be after the reflow process for through-hole. For through-hole.
For through-hole, okay.
So
there's a difference.
You've created this expensive board for through-hole, and now you have to add some capacitors or some connectors or something.
So you want to make sure before you go to the surface mount process that
this is
you
after
can fix the through-hole stuff.
This is after the. This could be after the surface. This is after the surface mount process.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And you now have some through-hole you want to do on a selective process, for example. So this is checking to make sure that the orientation of the components are as they should, and it will detect it, and it will keep the operator from moving it along in the conveyor. It'll identify the wrong components, and it won't let the conveyor activate to go forward if you have an inline system, or if it's a manual system where you're just doing a final inspection on the board before it goes into a magazine, which then would go into some type of a selective or wave system.
Excellent.
Again, this is all to maximize the customer's ability to not rework as much as possible, to save them money so that they can,
Fix
make a
it
better
in the
product.
factory. Don't fix it in the field.
Yes.
Right. Fix it in the factory, or better yet, prevent the problem from even occurring in the factory. Right. Well, Gus Mavrou, thank you so much. We're almost through day one of the show, and we've got tomorrow and Thursday to go. So I know you want to sit here forever and take a load off your feet, but it is time to go back to the booth and start selling boxes.
Hey, I appreciate the time. Thank you very much.
My pleasure, Gus.
Nice talking with you.
Good seeing you again. We'll see you probably tonight out there somewhere.